Which will you go for? Which will you love? Which will you choose from stars above? Mike's music method. Come on in, you guys. I'm happy to be teaching you this amazing Nick Drake song, Which Will. Another awesome song in the Nick Drake catalog. I've done Parasite, and then I'll wait a second, and in a moment I will pop up Road. So I've done those two. They're both amazing songs. Let's add a third one to the list. This one isn't a beginner piece, not super hard, but maybe a good introduction to Nick Drake. I think it's doable. You might have to play it a little slower, but it's doable. Goofy tuning, we'll talk about that in a second. But what we're doing here at Mike's Music Method is I tab this out myself and I talk you through every single note, every single right hand and left hand nuance. So I'm going to hold your hand here and guide you through it over the course of the next 30 or 50 or 60 minutes. Thank you, Chantal, for sponsoring this song. The lovely Chantal, one of my favorite internet people out there. Mwah! You're a sweetheart. Thank you for sponsoring this song. We'll get right into it, but timestamps down below are your best friend. Feel free to jump around by measure number, the parts of the songs, and don't forget at the very end of the video, I do each section nice and slow, so that way you can practice playing along with me. The beginning of the video is just going to be single measures. Sometimes I chain them together, but if you want to practice more, because you're getting lost just in each measure, after you learn the measures, jump to the end and do one of the slow run-throughs. Let's do it! Let's do it! Which will you choose from? All right, let's discuss the very goofy tuning here. Your low E is going to be a B. That's going to be so noodly and low. Your tuner might not pick it up, so you can harmonic the 12th fret, or if you hold down the 5th fret, that'll be an E. But you want this thing to be a B, and my tuner is not liking it at all. Then we have our A drops down to F sharp. Again, 5th fret, that'd be a B. Our D is also dropped to a B. Again, you can test the 5th fret, it should be an E. But we have B, F sharp, B. Then our G is going down to an E. So real low, and then get this, the B actually stays a B. And then the E just goes down a little bit to D sharp, goes down a half step. So B, F sharp, B, E, B, D sharp. Let's do this. Measure 1, I'm hammering on, open to 2, and I'm just doing my middle finger there. I'm hitting that with my thumb. Then I'm going to hit the thumb on the 4th string. So 5th string, open 2, and the rhythm there is 8th note, 1 and 2. Then I'm hitting all of the top 3 strings, and I'm doing that with ring on the top, middle, and pointer. And I'm doing all of them. If you're not great with technique, I've got a workshop on my website. I also have the ebook, Finger Licking Cowboy Picking, and we talk all about that grasp. But in short, you're just closing your fist. You want your follow through where your fingers are going in towards your fist. Don't do this. Don't pull up like that. You should have a good enough posture where you're closing like that. If you can't do that, take a private lesson with me or somebody else. It's worth getting over that hump. It's going to save you a lot of time and headache, and you're just going to improve that much more quickly if you got that right hand technique dialed in. I promise I won't ramble this much. We're going to learn this song. So hammer on, and then all 3. Then I'm going back to the thumb on the 4th string, followed immediately by the pointer finger on the 3rd. And that rhythm is 1 and 2, 3, 4, and. So real slow, 3, 4. I'm letting that hammer on linger the whole time. Good news is that theme happens throughout, and this is all pretty similar. So measure 2, we're just quicker on the draw on B2. So we got the same hammer on, but then instead of just letting that 4th string ring, we quickly do the grasp on the top 3, but as an 8th note, 1 and 2, and then the second half of the measure is the same. So that whole measure, 3, 4. If we put 1 and 2 together, 3, 4. See how we hold it there? And it's quicker. Measure 3, start on the 5th string, then go to the 6th string. Now I'm gonna do the grasp on the top 3, but I'm doing my middle finger here and I'm playing the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. And I'm hitting the top 3 again with ring, middle, pointer. Then here you got 2 options. I'm gonna use my thumb to hit that 3rd string again, because I like the thumb being on downbeats, but you could hit the top 3, then just do the pointer finger on that string again because it's already there. That might be easier if it was in isolation, but because of the kind of consistency of the rhythm, I'd recommend you do your thumb there, but you don't have to. So that whole measure is just 5, 6, top 3, then the thumb again on the 3rd string. The reason I'm recommending the thumb, because here in measure 4, I'm going to hit the top 3, and my thumb's going to do the 4th string, top 3, my thumb does the 5th. Right, so we can just keep that consistent, top 3 thumb, top 3 thumb, top 3 thumb. Let's try all 4 together. 3, 4. You might already have to check your tuning, so just a note, check your tuning. And a note on tuning, if you were really going to do a lot of low tune stuff, which I love to do, you can get a thicker gauge string on it. That way when you down tune it this low, it's not as noodly, right? Because it's thicker, it'll go lower without it being so slack. So that's something you can look into if you really were into this down tuning thing, which does sound awesome. But just a note, if not, you just make sure you're playing a little softer so you don't get things slapping your fretboard. And I'm not a Nick Drake nut, so someone comment down below, maybe you know what gauge strings he was using. I don't know, I've never geeked out on it. 5 and 6 we've already seen. 7's a little different here. We're gonna hammer on open to 2 on the 3rd string. You can do your thumb or pointer on thumb on all of them, or do the first one with the pointer, because I know it's up on the 3rd string. It might be easier because you're already there. So we got open to 2 on the 3rd string, then open on the 4th, open on the 5th, open on the 6th. Sorry, I'm missing them. I'm just descending there. Then measure 8, we stay on top. We got that 2 there that we just hammered onto, right? And we stay there, do the top 3. Again, thumb or pointer on 3 again, top 3, then thumb on 4. So top 3, 3rd, top 3, 4th. Measure 9 and 10, we got another repeat again. And we've seen all this before. Yeah, those are the same as the top 4. Measure 13, we get go low here. So we're gonna hammer on open to 2 on the lowest string. And now here, it's a little tricky. You can handle this in a few different ways. We need all 3 of these 2, 2, and 2 barred. It's possible he's one of those people that can do one of those bars and lift up, right? Nick Drake's a master, so I'm sure he can do it, right? I can get that. I've got to be really mindful of my posture, but I can get those lowest 3 while still having this 4th one sound open, not giving you the best angle. Right, that 4th string sounds open, right? If you're a little bit too tight, it's gonna fart out. Gotta have that leverage. That's why posture here is so important, to get that open. You can also stack it like how you play your A chord, whether it's these 3 or these 3. So it's up to you. I'm not gonna beat you up about it. Just whatever comes easier and whatever fits your hand. If you got bigger sausage fingers, then doing this approach can be really problematic. You might wanna use your pinky. So experiment with that. But let's look at this. We're gonna hammer on open to 2 on the 6th string. Then I'm hitting the 2nd fret on the A string, and then on the D string. So open to 2 on the lowest, then just go up higher. And here when we get to this next one, then he's hitting 3 of them there, so. And sorry, I'm playing it wrong. What I normally do is I'm hitting just how I hit the top 3 earlier in the middle pointer, but I've now moved them up to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string instead of the top 3. I'm doing these 3 with that. Sorry. Then I'm doing 5, 4, and I'm doing thumb pointer there. So 3, 4, hammer, thumb, thumb, hit the top 3, thumb, and 14 is really similar. We're still holding down that chord, hitting the 6th string, then 2, 3, and 4 again with that pinch, or not pinch, but the EMA fingers, IMA. Now here I'm a little confused. My ear keeps playing tricks on me, and I can hear this part both ways. In the tab, I have it as open, open, doing 5, 4, 5, thumb, pointer, thumb. But I swear sometimes I'm hearing that first note as a 2, and then he's lifting it. So you can do them as opens like this, as written. Or I'm hearing that first open as a 2 like this. Then play, then lift it. Oh, that was wrong. It's play, play it, play, lift it. So we got a 2, and then only the last ones are open. 2, open, open. It's your call. I was beating myself up. It's hard to hear in the recording. I think 2 sounds a little cooler, but it's so much easier open that I defaulted to the open. But if you want to add that 2nd fret there, print out your tab, mark that in there, and go listen. Tell me what you guys think in that part. You really got to slow it down. And there's so much noise happening that you're going to go, whoo. But vote down below, measure 14, what are you hearing, a 2 or an open? 15 and 16, goofy. So here I was playing lower, but there's a couple moments in the song where you can tell that by the tone of one of the strings and how he's moving that he's actually voicing this up here. So check this out. What we're going to do is he's moving up to 7, 7, 7. So we got 3 7s in a row, and then we have 9 on the next string. I don't know if you can see that. I'm using my pinky, but you can use your ring finger. 7, 7, 7, 9. I'm using ring or pinky. And the picking here, we got thumb, thumb. Then I'm doing I and M on the 3rd and 4th string. Then back to the thumb, and then pointer. 3, 4. "16 is another measure that is just really hard to hear exactly what's going on, but I'm pretty sure this is it. We're kind of holding that same position. The only thing that changes, and we don't need to hold that pinky down. I mean, I guess you could still keep it there. But what we have is thumb on the lowest string and then thumb on the 4th string. So 6 to 4. But when we do that 4, I'm actually hearing these top 2 ring out. Now, I'm not necessarily hearing that 9, but I suppose if you wanted to just strum all of them, you could. But I'm just hearing the 6th string, then 4 with my thumb, as well as I'm doing my middle on the top string and pointer on the 2nd. I suppose you could do ring and middle with the thumb. However you want to do it. Some people might find it easier to get that extra note in there, even though I'm not hearing it. Might be a bit easier to just strum or hit all of them and not be so precise with 4, 2, 1. And then the measure ends, hits the low string, then we lift it up, and he's got open on the 4th, open on the 5th, so it's thumb, then lift, pointer, thumb. Let's put those in let's play that measure all the way through first. 3, 4. If we do the previous one with it, 15 and 16, 3, 4. I would stop there, go to the end of the video. We have a slow run through where we'll do measures 1 through 15. Maybe the last 2 measures you could call the transition part. Either way, now's a great time to take a break. Make sure you can do that. I would much rather have you learn a few measures really, really, really well instead of tackling this whole thing poorly. So get good at that, then continue with the tutorial. If this part is too tricky, a little bit later in the video, we'll talk about an alternative way to play it to make it a little easier. That's going to be measure 52 in the tab, but we'll get there later in the video. Here's where things get a little goofy, and I'll admit I am not well rehearsed on this song yet. Just finished tabbing it out. And here it's pretty darn hard. Check this out. Just be warned. It is really cool, but it's hard. So not only do we have 5, 5, 5, but we also need 5 on the 2nd string. So the only way, I mean, I suppose he could be barring and doing something weird like this, where this is barring him and then this is doing the other 5, but that's really goofy. So I would probably do pointer, middle, ring, nothing, pinky, nothing. So I know that's hard to see. It's easier to just see it in the tab. I got 5, 5, 5, open, then 5 with my pinky. Why can't I get a good angle? Anyways, they're all smashed on the 5th fret. That's what's happening. I know no other workaround here. And I know that's kind of, it's a mouthful for sure. And what he's doing, this high note is kind of flubbed. It almost sounds like this beautiful harmonic that is sounded, but I think it's just a flub note. It almost sounds like he's hitting like a bing, like a little bell or a cymbal. So I think he's like, it's like a, I don't know if it's an accident or if he did it intentionally. It's quite a beautiful moment in the song. It might just be because his pinky, maybe because his chord is so smashed, that his pinky sounded the harmonic instead of actually open. I wrote it as open because it opens hard enough. Trying to actually get that harmonic in there is even harder. So we're gonna pinch 6 and 1. And I'm doing my ring finger, but you can use your middle, I guess. Thumb and ring or thumb and middle. Then we're hitting the 2nd string right after that. So pinch 6 and 1. And that, remember this is open, and that 2nd string is the 5th fret. And my thumb hits the 5th string. And we go back, then we do open on the 3rd string. So pinch 6 and 1, 2nd string, thumb to the 5th, and then I'm doing pointer on the 3rd. Then we just end it with 4th string, 5th. And I'm doing, at the end, pointer, and then I'm just moving my pointer, thumb.
Which will you choose from?
Good news, though. 18 is exactly the same, except we lift that pinky. So I got 5, 5, 5, open, open, open. And I'm doing the same exact picking. Then we go back to what we did in 17 here, and 19. The pinky goes back down on the 2nd string. But then the ending 2 notes, we lift the chord and they're open, open. So right hand pattern's exactly the same as measure 17, but lift the chord. Let's do those 3 together because they're goofy. 2, 3. So pretty. And we got measure 20. We just go back to the 2-2-2 idea. Or sorry. Here there's no pinch at the beginning, but it's 6, 2, 4, 3, or 5, 3, sorry. 6, 2, 5, 3. I'm doing thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. And then again, we have that same ending idea. 4, 5, 3, 4. Again, stop, do the slow run through. We'll just do that 15 to 20. I know it's only 5 measures, but whew, they are tricky. More good news. We, in measure 21, we just kind of go back. He ends. We've seen all that before, same with this ending. Maybe the slightest variation, but I don't think so. One more time, 3, 4. Missed that 3rd string. Let's do the verse. More great news, we've seen all this. Yeah, it's hard, but we've seen it before. So let's 25, 26, 27. That always loops 3 times, so repeat those 4 measures 3 times. So here in, whatever it is, 32, 29, 33, yeah, 32, I'm hitting 6. Then I'm doing a different pinch here. I'm pinching 5, 3, and 2. So I actually am hearing that 9 in there now on that G string. So 6, then 5, 3, and 2 with thumb, pointer, middle. Then this is busier at the end too. It's 5, 4, thumb, pointer, and then you lift the chord and do 6, 4. So 3, 4. To me, that way is easier than the one where you go to the higher strings, but whatever. You practice either way, you'll get good at it, slow and steady. Now you'll notice in the tab, we go DS, that means to the segno. Da segno, and that's measure 25, where it's the verse again. Now, at the very end of this tab, I include like replacements or alternative ways to voice or to play some of those measures. So that's up to you. We're not going to worry about that now because you could just repeat exactly as written and no one's going to know. Okay, so that's fine. But maybe some of the alternates will be easier for you. We'll look at those later. For now, let's keep going in the song. We're at measure 33 and we're about at 1 minute and 11 seconds in the tune. This part is in 4/4 time, even though the bass note, you're going to be like, what is going on? Am I missing a beat? You're not missing a beat. Nick is just able to keep weird stuff in his mind without throwing him off. It is really cool. That's why we love him. Let me play these measures and you'll probably get lost. I get lost. 2, 3, 4. Just really on the downbeats, it's just like an unexpected note. It's not that typical back and forth of the Travis picking. Let's unpack it. 33 looks similar as before, but note it's different. We just have 5 on the 6th string and 5 on the 2nd. Everything else is actually open. So I'm doing it with middle on the 6th string and then ring there, but I mean there's all sorts of fingers you can use. I'm doing it this way. You can put your pinky there. You could do ring and pinky. Maybe I do it that way actually. Yeah, I think I'm doing it that way now that yeah. Anyway, however you want to voice those, it's just 5 and 5. That's all you need. And I got 6th string 2nd. I'm doing thumb middle, then my thumb's doing the 4th. Then I'm going to pinch the 2nd and 3rd string with pointer and middle. Then I'm doing open, open, 4, 3. So that rhythm, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2. Second measure, different, right? The rhythm here is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Close, but you know, close where you think it's the same, but different enough to confuse the heck out of you. It's just 6th string, then I'm pinching 2 and 3. Then I'm doing that 4, 3, open, open, thumb, pointer idea, then back to 6. So 6, top 2 and 3, thumb and, so in rhythm, 3, 4. .35 keeps going with the goofiness. We're hitting the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th string all open. It's up to you what finger you want to use. I'm going to use my thumb just because like we just hit that low 6, so my instinct is to like Travis pick it back up. So I'm doing thumb, pointer, middle on a 4th, 2nd, 3rd. 4th, 3rd, 2nd. You get the idea. Then that quick open, open again on 4, 3. So all 3, 4, 3. Then it's to the low 5, and then 2 and 3 again. So 3, 4. And this rhythm's different because it's now 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And then the last measure here, 36. We start with the 4, 3, open, open thing. Then we do the 6th string. Then I do 2 and 3. Then here it's a little different. I do open on the 5th and open on the 4th. So 4, 3, 6, 2 and 3, 5, 4, 3, 4. And I'm probably lifting up the chord at the end because it's easier to get them open. 3, 4. Shikadoo! The donation pitch. Guys, Mike's music method is brought to you by the Value for Value model. I'll keep this short. But what it means is that all the tabs are free for people who cannot afford them, out of work, too young to work, whatever. But it takes me a lot of time and a lot of effort to generate these tabs, and I don't know what to charge for them. So that's what the Value for Value model is all about. I don't know how much you're consuming here at Mike's Music Method. Maybe you're doing it in place of guitar lessons. That's like $150 a month. Maybe every time you learn a song, you're just giving me $20. Maybe you can spare $50 a month, or $10 a month, or $2 a month. Again, or a one-time contribution when you learn a song. All sorts of ways. I won't belabor it, but Please, guys, the only way I can keep cranking these out is if you all support. I put a lot of time, talent, and treasure into this. It costs me money to host this website and make all this stuff available, etc. You get it. So just go to mikesmusicmethod.com under that donate tab. All the different ways you can donate. I make it as easy as possible for you. That's it. Thanks for being here. I hope you're learning this song. And at the very least, comment down below or send me an encouraging email. Let's do it. All 4 of those measures are different, even though it's like basically him just putzing around on the same chord. And that might be the approach you take. Maybe you know that for, 12 beats or whatever, you just got to do that. Or sorry, 16, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. That would be passable, or you do it the Drake way. Let's do it all together. 3, 4. I don't know how he's keeping that in his head. Song flow note. Then we repeat back to measure 1 through 14. So you do that whole intro again, but then you jump here to 38. So 1 to 14, then you jump to 38. And it looks really similar, right? We got that 7, 7, 7 idea, 9 on the 3rd string. And then I'm hearing yet another 7. So we're almost barring all the 7s. It's 7, 7, 7, 9 with either your pinky or ring finger. And then another 7 on the 2nd string, but that's all just barred. I don't know why I have so much trouble showing you. Oh, sorry. 7, 7, 7, 9, 7. So check this out. We got 6, 5, then I'm pinching 4, 3, and 2 with these. I suppose you could do these 3 as well. It's up to you if you want to do EMA or PIM. Might be easier with IMA, doing EMA. So thumb, thumb, these 3, then it's 5, 4.
Which will you choose from?
Measure 39 is not quite the same. I'm hearing 6. Then there's some kind of pinch here. Again, it's hard to know exactly, but it's 6. I'm doing 5, 3, and 2. Then he's doing 5, 4, 6. So 3, 4, thumb. Some kind of pinch here on the 5th string. Again. One more time. Then again, 40 is yet different again. We got some kind of pinch. I'm going to do it the same way. 5, 3, and 2. That same 4, 5, 4 idea. Pinch. 5, 4, 6. And then same pinch again. 3, 4. Pinch. Thumb, pointer, thumb. Pinch. Pinch. One more. Also different. So we got 5, 4, thumb pointer, then thumb to 6. Then we're going to do that same pinch, 5, 2, and 3. Then in the end, we're going to hit the low string with our thumb. Then I'm going to lift the chord and hit that 4th string open. Thumb pointer. So 3, 4. Let's put that all together from 38. 3, 4. A lot of Nick Drake reminds me of like Sligo River by John Fahey and a few other like really great Fahey tunes where there's something like off-putting but like mesmerizing about those rhythmic elements. It's like typical 4/4, but they're putting like the low strong note not on the same beat every time, and it's cool. It gives it a great effect. And I have John Fahey's Sligo River Blues if you're interested. What a beautiful song. I have a great cover posted, but that's the link to the tutorial. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now when I was just playing it, I cracked the code. What's happening is, yes, it's 4/B. Do-da-boom, pinch, do-da-boom, pinch, do-da-boom, pinch, do-da-boom, pinch. So you can think of like the first beginning of measure 38, those 3 things as 3 beats as a separate element, and then he loops this thing 4 times, then he finishes it with that. So how clever, where you have this 3-note thing, and that's the same with the Fahey song, where like he's emphasizing 3 notes, but he keeps placing them in different locations in measures of 4/4. So you get this weird cascading, flowing down the river kind of sound. And I'm proud of myself that I just noticed that. That is really cool, and we should all incorporate that in our songwriting. Oh, my leg is falling asleep. Everyone get up, at least go for a walk. But if you don't know Tim Anderson over at Original Strength, check him out. Check out all his resets. Excellent mobility. Do them every morning, and you're welcome. Song flow note. You got your tab at mikesmusicmethod.com, free to download. It says, then back for another 2 verses. Then back to another 2 verses. We know where the verse is, right? That's the segno. So follow the segno sign again, and only after the second verse, so we got 2 more verses, only after the second one do we continue 33 to 36. So in other words, both of those verses would stop at 32, right? Or you'd loop it. I think you get it. If you're looking at the tab, it makes a lot more sense, because the verse is 25 to 32. So that repeats, and then only, of course, after that second time do we continue 33 to 36, which we already talked about. And then after that, sorry, I confused myself. Then after that, through those 2 verses, going through the second time, the 36, we would return, do measure 1 to 19 again, and then jump here, which is measure 45. So I know this is confusing, but guys, if I were to rewrite every single part, you'd also be annoyed because your tab would be like 12 pages long, and that's just stupid because most of it is repeat. So song flow is annoying, but it's really important. Listen to the words and actively listen to the song, right? Learning song flow shouldn't be you sitting here with the tab, like that's just going to annoy you. Instead, like listen to the song and just enjoy it, and eventually you're just going to memorize, oh yeah, it goes a little longer here, and you're going to pick up on those cues without having to memorize all these like ridiculous little notes in the tab. But we're nearly done. We got the last little bit and then the alt take. So look at measure 45. We're barring, we got those 2s again down low. It's a little different. We have 6, 5, open on the 3rd string, and then 4, 5. We got the kind of like a backwards quick thing there. And I'd probably do thumb, thumb, middle, pointer, thumb. Back to the intro part. Ooh, the ending. I forgot about this. This is cool. So he hammers on the 3rd string, then he hits the 3rd string again. Intentional mistake. Did he mean hit the 4th string and he missed it? I don't know, but we have 3rd string again, and then he hits 5, 6. I think he might have missed that 4th string and hit the 3rd twice in a row. Either way, he kept it together and it sounds awesome. And that's the thing about great players. They make a mistake, it doesn't matter. They keep rolling. They don't let it throw them off. Because in the end, who really cares? As long as you're rhythmically hitting the right notes. If you hit a wrong string, it's like that. Chances are that string's not even going to be out of tune because you're holding down a chord. So just keep rolling with the darn thing. Here's 49. We talked about this earlier as being a potential replacement for measure 15. And you're just gonna like pretend you're in standard tuning and you're just doing an A major chord. That's what he's doing. He's doing 5, 4, pinch 2 and 3, 4, 3. Now you can tell that he's moving up here because like the open strings kill the sound and you got that higher note in there, but this is pretty darn close if that's too tricky for you. All right, earlier we talked about making 17 to 20 a little easier. Check this out. This makes it quite a bit easier. Instead of doing all those smashed 5s, you can do like what he does later in the song where it's just 5 here on the 6th string and 5 on the 2nd. Not getting all the same color, but man, is it a lot easier. So much easier. So I'm doing pinching 6 and 1, then hitting the 2nd string. Then my thumb does 4, pointer on 3, and then I reverse it, 3, 4. So pinch 6 and 1, 2, 4, 3, 3, 4. Fingers are thumb and ring or thumb and middle. I'm doing ring, and then I'm doing middle, thumb, pointer, pointer, thumb. Next measure is the same, but I just I lift that 5 and then it's all open. Put it back down and measure 54.
Which will you choose from?
Here it ends different. Right, we got open 4 or 5. And then this is the same. We go back to the 2s. Let's put those together real slow from 52. 3, 4. Lift the second string. Back down. Same replacement as before. Instead of 31 and 32, you can do that the kind of like A looking chord. Sorry, that's the rhythm in 57. And if you wanted to get a little closer to what he's doing up high, you can do it like a bluesy A7 where you got the 2s, but you got a 3 on top. 2, 2, 2, 3. And we have 5. Pinch 4, 1 and 2. And then I'm doing thumb pointer on 4, 3. So thumb on 5, pinch 4, 1 and 2. 4, 3. And then it ends open, open. 6, 4. So 3, 4. So 57 and 58 together. 3, 4. Totally passable. Here's measure 61. This occasionally replaces 28. I think on the second verse it happens once. Very bizarre. He does it's the second string he hits open. And I don't know if he's doing it with his middle finger or his thumb. But kind of weird that it open on the second string there. And then on the second verse, what I wrote down in measure 63, this can replace measure 32 on the second verse. Little less happening, but we got all those 7s with the 9. 7, 7, 9, 7, 7. And we have thumb. I'm hearing kind of a lot of them there. I can't tell which ones. Pick it how you want. And then it's just 6, and then you lift it open on 4, open on 5. 3, 4. Slow run through, nice and close. Let's go 1 to 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of flub the end there. Gotta lift that quicker. Beautiful. If you need to speed it up a little bit, slow it down, adjust the speed with that little gear icon. I learned a great tip though. It's called Transpose. It's an amazing extension. Just a little extension for Brave or Chrome. Works on a bunch of different browsers, I believe. And you can slow down the speed, speed it up to a much smaller percentage, and it doesn't get as grimy sounding as YouTube. So it's a great little tip for you. Slow run of this tricky part, we'll just do 17 to 24 with that funky chord. 2, 3, 4. Slow run of the verse. We'll loop 25 to 32, and then we'll after that we'll play through from 33 to 36. 2, 3, 4. We're gonna repeat back to 25. Back to 25, 2, 3, 4. probably should have just did the transition, but here's a slow run of that, 33 to 36. 2, 3, 4. Here's the other transition, 38 to 41. 2, 3, 4. And I measure 45 to the end. 2, 3, 4. I think I played that right. Yeah, I did. That's it. There's some alternative takes, but they're similar to the other stuff in there. Congrats, not an easy song, but I think once you get the hang of it, it's so rewarding to play. Maybe a new style for you. Take it slow. Join the Mike's Music Method Discord. That link's always down below. People are happy to give encouragement there and help you out when you get stuck. Happy picking. Until next time, please consider support. See you then.